What is globalization? Globalization is the process of a company, business, or event which spreads onto other areas of the world. For example, some type of dance move which has reached multiple countries in the world, or like McDonald's starting in the US and getting to countries all over the world. What is globalization in trade? Globalization in trading is the exchange in goods between nations. Obviously, the purpose for this is to get more money and to be as efficient as possible. Although some of the ways to achieve this ultimate goal are not fair for the countries that do the work, and might even seem like an exploit. Look on the tag of your shirt. Is it from Bangladesh? Chances are it is. The reasoning for this is because in Bangladesh it is much cheaper to manufacture clothing than it would be somewhere else, like the US, thus allowing more developed countries to prey and take advantage of the less developed country, allowing more money for the more developed country and less safety for the working country. And this isn't just cheap labor, this is almost free labor. Labor which is so cheap even someone off the street could create their own clothing factory. Just to give an estimate on how cheap the labor is, it's around 300 Qatari Riyal to afford this money-making fountain, or $82. The money gained from this is barely anything and is simply only enough for it to keep the cheap labor country afloat. You might be thinking, how come they can't just raise the price of their labor for a more sustainable profit? Well, if that happens, the country won't make any money at all, due to the country which is deciding to manufacture in the cheap country to move on to the next cheapest country. You also might be thinking, why can't the working country just create their own sustainable source of income? Well, the reason for this is because they can't do that at all. There are simply zero to little opportunities for the country, leaving it in a worse shape than it was before, manufacturing cheap clothing to a country that would sell it for about 100 times the price, if not 1,000. So overall, there is almost no solution to the sticky situation that the country is in, except for the manufacturing country to receive money from other countries to try and start small businesses to create a stable source of money, which boosts the country's economy. However, only giving the money doesn't work to fix this, and the country receiving the money must work to fix its problems too. Luckily, this has happened for countries such as Bangladesh, which could really use it. Trade and globalization has some positive and negative factors. However, there are many more negative factors than positive factors. One positive factor, such as the fact that the country which is deciding to manufacture in the cheaper country gets more money, allowing the country deciding to manufacture in the cheaper country to gain more money and increase its economy by that. However, the cheaper country does not get that much money and barely keeps it afloat, thus leaving it as a negative. So overall, trade and globalization is more harmful than it is beneficial.